going, Jacob, we can rage. Masters vibing, Augusta National. Cocktails flowing, hopefully yours is full. And the show's going on. I gotta give love to Golf.com. And we gon' do it right on stage. And everybody knows tonight we gon' rage. And that's how it is. Yeah, you heard these words. Shout out to my crew at Seen and Heard.
Scotty Scheffler of the field, I was asked on a radio show today. He said, who's going to win? I said, there's Scotty Scheffler of the field. I said, give me the field. And all right, who's going to win? I said, Scotty Scheffler. Like, wait a minute, you just said you wanted the field, then you said Scotty Scheffler was going to win. And I said, yes, the field's where the value's at because there's all those people. But if you're asking me to narrow my focus to one guy, Scheffler's the best player in the world from tee to green. Scotty right now has a feeling sort of like Tiger at the peak of his powers, where if he plays his best, then he wins. And I have a feeling that Scheffler's going to play well, and you're not going to get a ton of value if you want to put $1 or $2 on it, but I think Scotty's the guy that puts the green jacket again.
Who do you need to see something from?
Xander.
Who needs to prove something to you?
Xander needs to show me something, and Rory needs to show me something. I watched that group a bunch today. Scotty, Xander, Rory, and one of the three separated himself.
Yeah, prove you belong with Scotty Scheffler, the number 1 player in the world, if you are number 2 in the world or number 5 in the world like these guys are.
Bryson, to your point, he's going to show something to you tomorrow.
He needs to.
Scotty Scheffler is almost a coin flip, according to the sports books, to win this golf tournament. James, who needs to show you something?
I would love to see a little bit more from Jordan Spieth in this tournament. He came into this week like one of the betting favorites for this week. Every year it feels like we talk so much about him and his ability and how wild and fun he is, but I don't feel like we talk about him winning golf tournaments all that much, and I'm kind of wondering when that's going to start happening again.
This feels like a convenient week for you to have your theory proven correct because he's 3 over par. All right, boys. See you in the morning.
Good night.
You may notice something about me and Dylan today.
Oatmeal in the house. Sean's kind of got it.
Mine is like Trader Joe's, but his is like Whole Foods because it's Radmore, it's a hoodie. It's probably not
It's
recycled
just a little more
cashmere.
elevated.
Mine
Yeah.
is,
Elevated cashmere. I love Trader Joe's though. There's dark chocolate peanut butter cups.
So good. Do you put them in the freezer?
No.
Really?
They don't last long enough.
You gotta put them in the freezer.
That's a good idea.
You're welcome.
We weren't sure how it would be this morning. It turns out it's beautiful.
Yeah.
Maybe still a little breezy, but I don't know. Some people were saying, they thought maybe Tiger's group was slow playing things a little bit. Tiger and J-Day going around 12 and 13. Like, okay, we don't really need to play any extra holes tonight.
I'll just
Smart move if so.
That's fine.
I'll just say in their defense, the wind was gusting about 45 miles an hour on most of their tee shots there, so they legitimately had to step off. That was not a not a decision of trying to skip out.
How much are tickets? $3 grand?
Wow. All right.
Yeah.
Thank you. The Curry Hut is charging $50 for parking. It's no closer to the golf course, and parking is free.
That's just business.
That is business, but it's
Sort
also
of famously free here.
yeah, kind of.
You don't have to pay.
Kind of a sucker's play.
But if you
there.
want to pay more, you can park back here.
But if you want to pay more, you can park 5 minutes away from the golf course and walk a mile and a half
That's
in.
the closest you can park to Indian food here, though.
It didn't specify Masters
think about
parking. I
that?
guess they could be going to Walgreens or the Top Dog Tavern.
$50 to pick up your prescription.
Yeah.
Curry Hut just had like a really, really bad opening few days of Masters week. They've just pivoted to selling parking in an effort to make ends meet here.
One of the coolest things that Augusta National does is every Monday they have a media lottery. So 28 media members, a mixture of writers, photographers, TV producers, whatever, can enter a lottery. They pick 28, and it's 7 foursomes that go out the Monday after, play with the same Sunday pins, that everyone will play this Sunday, and basically an experience of a lifetime. And we had a Golf.com winner this year, this guy right here.
Jimmy!
This
How you
is,
feeling, man? This is like you found out moments ago. So
Yeah, found out literally just now. I think I'm still in a state of complete shock. Yeah, kind of one of those things where it doesn't really hit you. You're playing Augusta National until you kind of say it out loud. I called my parents because I feel like that's the only thing that you can really do when that happens. My dad started crying when I told him, which is not a surprise if you know my dad. He's a pretty emotional guy. But I don't know. This is kind of a wild thing. I don't think anybody ever thinks that they deserve to play Augusta National, and I certainly do not.
My sad golfer is Jordan Spieth. Shot 79, got up and down for 79, but that's about 10 strokes worse than he thought he'd be.
Can't be making nines on holes. Brian Harmon shot 47 on the back nine this morning. 34-47 is pretty sick, but will not make you happy.
Ricky Fowler's 4 over. Just feel like we never even heard from him this week, so I feel like he's probably pretty sad about that. Also, he was grinding on the range last night at about 8 p.m., so.
Let's see, who is happy? I think Max Homa is currently very happy. He's tied for the lead. Pretty crazy, Max Homa. Needs a good major finish, playing with Tiger, big pressure, handling it well.
I wrote something in my journal yesterday that just said, however good I am is how good I am. I don't need to try to be better than I am. And I can just see wherever that takes me. Maybe it's winning this, maybe it's not. And I'm okay with that.
I got a chance to play with him at the Open Championship in St. Andrews, and his ball flight is as solid as he hits it. It's just a matter of time before he starts winning in bunches. And you know, I saw it up front. He hits it. He doesn't really miss hit shots, and that's something you just have to do around this golf course.
What were you blown away by?
Tiger has not missed a cut here since '96 when he was an amateur.
24 times in a row.
It means I have a chance going in the weekend. I'm here. I got a chance to win the golf tournament. I don't know if they're all going to finish today, but I'm done. I got my 2 rounds in. Just need some food and some caffeine, and I'll be good to go.
Scottie Scheffler, world number 1, wasn't even born yet the last time Tiger missed a cut here, which is, he was born like 3 months later or something. But Max was saying he was so focused on each shot that he hit today, he can't even like fully put together what his round was yet, but he said he could tell you every single shot that Tiger hit, which was great.
On 18, we got sandblasted for like 45 seconds, and I turned around 5 times so I didn't get crushed in the face, and I just looked back and he's just standing there like a statue, and then poured it right in the middle. So all the cliches you hear about him and all the old stories about how he will grind it out it's fun to see that in person.
I was just blown away when I arrived back in the media center after a bunch of trekking around and saw that Bryson DeChambeau was holding a large Masters sign. Still don't actually really understand what happened. Some kind of ruling must have, I don't know. Bryson's 1 shot back of the lead right now, and he's back also as the content king.
Yeah, I picked up the signpost. I was trying to direct people, trying to get people to go to the restrooms or go to, I don't know. I mean, look, for me, it was the only option, pretty much the only option. I was looking at an opportunity to hit it back into the 13th fairway, and look, it would have only led me 200 yards in, probably, something like that. And I knew that I could hit one around the corner down 14 fairway and have like a 140 to 50 yard shot in.
Someone that is getting blown away right now is Rory McIlroy. There are stars who are playing worse than him. There's a bunch of guys behind him on the leaderboard.
The person that was blown away, which I'm really bummed about, was Dustin Johnson, 13 over. I love watching him play Augusta National, so I'm kind of bummed we don't get 2 more rounds of him.
I just got back from the golf course, and it was like the end of a war out there. I was going through the parking lot. You know, Hovland was getting a big hug from his caddy. Wyndham was storming off after a missed cut. JT had just left. He missed the cut. Spieth missed the cut earlier on. It was like, I mean, it was a reminder the Masters means so much to these guys, but also the field is so strong that the guys going home, especially after a brutal day like this, they're devastated.
Yeah, Shane Lowry, to continue the fighting analogy, said, it feels like we're walking up 18 like it's round 12, not round 2. Phil Mickelson said he was fighting. Harris English said he was taking punches. These guys are...
John Rahm said the conditions were borderline. He was surprised that they were still out there.
Yeah, it honestly, most fascinating day of golf I've ever watched at this golf course. This is my 8th Masters. This is your 7th Masters. Never seen a day like today. That was so fun.
How about that? Now we have 2 more coming